Comic Boom.
Hey guys, Comic Boom here to review Batman issue 86. It's finally here. The opening issue of James Tynion IV's run on Batman. There was a teaser image or a teaser story opening small number of pages in issue 85 at the end of issue 85 that I never reviewed, which basically teased that the Joker and the Riddler and the Penguin and some of Batman's older established villains of his rogues gallery, that they basically have some plans for Gotham City. And this issue here really kicks off with a bang. And I gotta tell you, after 85 issues of Tom King, this is such a breath of fresh air, because in one issue James Tynion IV has made very, very clear in this opening issue that this Batman kicks butt. He kicks butt and he takes names, and he's got no problem doing it. Gone is the ridiculously incompetent Batman that we saw throughout Tom King's run. This is such a breath of fresh air. But I want to talk about James Tynion IV as a writer here, because he deserves to be talked about. And that's the last thing I'm going to say about Tom King. James Tynion IV writes a Batman here who wants to shape Gotham City. After the experience with Bane and the city of Bane, it's now the city of Batman. It's the city of Bruce Wayne. Inspired by the memory of Alfred, who died in the previous arc by he who will not be named. Batman is inspired and wants to build up Gotham City. He has designs for Gotham City. He wants to build a better city, because many times Alfred would have conversations with him alluding to the fact that, look, if you weren't Batman, what would you be doing? What about building this city? Or what about building this? Or these little Gothams that he had in mind? Like, what about spending the money here or there in Gotham? There are ways that you could protect Gotham City simply by business investment, through the economy, by giving people jobs, by increasing the security and the feelings and well-beings of the people and the citizens that make up Gotham City. You can do that. And so what I really like what James Tynion IV did here is that he shows the business side of Bruce Wayne, and he has Selina, of course, as someone who works with him, and she is attending a gala, and they're basically schmoozing with the upper elites and the 1% to try to encourage more investment into Gotham City, because the future of Gotham, of course, will depend upon investment and infrastructure and building up those types of things in the economy and everything else, and you need powerful businessmen to do that. And Selina Kyle is doing that, while Batman himself is dealing with assassins that have been sent to take him down, to kill him. And it's really amazing, because the five assassins, or the assassins that are after him, are Batman finds out through various detective means. And we even got signs of Batman's detective skills. He hears through various dark channels that there's a hit basically put on by somebody in Gotham. He knows it's himself. And it's Deathstroke, it's Cheshire, a guy by the name of Mr. Teeth, and Merlin, who is normally Green Arrow's arch nemesis. They've been sent to basically take out Batman. Well, this is huge. Now, who would do that? Now, 5 killers at the top of their game coming to Gotham City to take out Batman. Well, what I love about this is James Tynion IV, he has Batman prepared. Batman already, before they even get to Gotham City, he states he's already defeated 4 of them, and the battle hasn't even begun yet. That's the confidence of Batman. Gone is this pathetic, whining Batman who can't even decide whether or not, being happy is something that he wants. This is someone who actually is kick-ass. He's there to, like I say, he's there to engage, to protect Gotham, and prepare. This is not the Batman of the previous 85 issues, let me tell you, and thank God this is awesome. And right away, he knows that he's got to take out Deathstroke first, because the other 4 he's already got planned. And it's so brilliant with James Tynion IV. He indicated that he was going to focus a little bit more on the gadgetry on Gotham City, as well as the gadgetry of the Batman on this. And Batman has this weapon that, as he pulls Deathstroke away from the other 5 assassins at one point and fights Deathstroke and eventually knocks out Deathstroke. But the way that he distracts the other 4 assassins, the way that he distracts Cheshire, Mr. Teeth, Merlin, is just, it's with this sort of, I don't even know what he calls them. They're sort of like they're small balls that project shadows of Batman. So all of the other assassins, because these balls were projecting Batman's shadow, they were actually chasing Batman's shadow. So I thought that was a very interesting and unique weapon created by James Tynion IV to be in Batman's arsenal, that he can distract his enemies by making his enemies think that he's in more than one place at once. That suddenly, Cheshire thinks that Batman is over here, Merlin thinks Batman's over there, and they're running off in different directions thinking that they're going to be the ones to take out the Batman. And he's doing that to distract them while Batman takes out Deathstroke. And the issue ends with Batman taking out Deathstroke, and of course, we also get a number of other things that happen. There's so much that happens in this opening issue. It's just beautifully drawn by Tony Estaniel. So much action, so much intrigue, so much substance. And it really builds on what the arcs that came before. And it really incorporates the death of Alfred, I think, in a very brilliant way, because Lucius Fox is introduced. And Lucius Fox is almost like the new de facto Batman. There's even a scene in here where Batman accidentally calls Lucius Alfred. And Lucius knows why. And he's sympathetic. And Batman is still reeling from the death of Alfred. There's even a wonderful sequence where Batman is talking to Selina Kyle, who is at the gala schmoozing with the 1%, where Selina says to him, "I can hear the raindrops through the comlink," and she already put together that he was likely at Alfred's grave, and that the reason why he was probably delayed was that he probably was taking time to go to visit Alfred. And so this is James Tynion IV has done a good job having some acknowledgement that Batman is struggling with the death of Alfred. It's something that it's a fairly big deal. He even calls Lucius Fox Alfred at one point, and it's still something that he's struggling with. The idea of Lucius Fox taking over the de facto Alfred role is kind of funny. It's interesting, and it's also funny at points, because there was even at one point where Lucius Fox joked about, I think, making sandwiches for him. There's going to be more focus on the tech, on the various technologies of Batman. It's teasing a new sort of a bat plane, or a new sort of bat tech device. And it's not a bat car, but it's a flying bat device, a vehicle of some kind that was teased, and the image was just teased a little bit. We'll probably see that in subsequent issues. A lot of fun stuff here, and Batman's tech with the shadow balls, I guess you could call them, or whatever they're called. Great stuff. And all the while, of course, there's these shadows in the background where, the question is, who sent these 5 assassins to Gotham City to take out the Batman for an astronomical sum? One, if you read the teaser story at the end of Batman issue 85, one might be inclined to think that it's the Joker and the Riddler, and that they're getting together because they have their own designs on Gotham City. This issue is about different designs. We know from other people, we know that the Court of Owls, for example, has a design for Gotham City and has had a centuries-long agenda. Well, going back more than 1 century. Batman himself, though, also has designs for Gotham City, and to me it's a very good move for James Tynion to focus on Batman's plans for Gotham City as Bruce Wayne, and so that he can plan for a time when Gotham no longer needs Batman, and he can do that through proper planning and utilizing all the resources and power and influence he has as Bruce Wayne, and with the help of Selina Kyle, schmoozing with all the 1%, and trying to get some donations into Gotham City. Now, what's also teased at here, and Selina Kyle mentioned this more than once, is that she's seeing all the beautiful jewelry on the elegant women that are at Wayne Manor, the mayor and the mayor's wife, and all the power people of America are at this foundation in order to invest in Gotham. And it's interesting where James Tynion IV might be taking Selina, i.e. she's used to being the thief, and you might be able to dress up the thief, but Selina is still ultimately a thief. Is she going to be able to resist her urge to maybe engage in some illegal activity, despite the fact that she might be with Batman? That at some point Selina is going to be tested, because you might be able to take the cat suit off Selina, but can you know what I'm saying? You can't. Can you take the cat burglar out of Selina? I don't know. So it's going to be interesting to see the temptations that Selina has in her ongoing relationship with Bruce Wayne / Batman. And again, that's teased that here too. Overall, this is just a really great opening issue. It really whets the appetite. And again, the art's fantastic. I encourage everybody to pick this up. If you've been off Batman for a while because you were tired of the previous writer, he who will not be named, I don't blame you. This is a brand new, fresh start. Pick this up, check it out. You won't be disappointed. Happy New Year. Follow me on Twitter at Metropolis40. Until next time, Comic Boom out.